Hello and welcome to Media Rumble. I'm Chris and this is the Star Wars Senate. Last week on Star Wars Rebels we got another look at Grand Admiral Thrawn, and this time he plays an integral part to the storyline of the episode. Hera has returned home in order to aid her father in his attempts to liberate Ryloth from the Empire. One important factor, however, is that the Empire has taken over Hera's family home, and in the process denied them access to a family heirloom, the Kalikori. The Kalikori is something which is passed down from generation to generation of Twi'lek, and this one is significantly important to Hera as it's a reminder of her mother. Now, after going in to attempt to retrieve the Kalikori, Ezra and Hera are both captured by Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, remarkably, after that, Thrawn decides to take a step back and let things play out on their own. Now, this is a very strange thing for a main antagonist to do, especially in Star Wars Rebels. Every real villain that we've come across so far has attempted to directly take out the rebels at every single opportunity. However, Thrawn has already purposefully given up two huge chances to deal a great blow to the rebellion. And this is what makes Grand Admiral Thrawn so intriguing to me. He's not just your cookie cutter villain that solves every single dispute with violence. He's someone who ultimately looks towards the end goal and calculates the most efficient way to achieve this goal. Now, the most interesting quote from Thrawn from all of the marketing materials seems to be his entire mission for the season, and that is, to defeat an enemy you must know them, not simply their battle tactics but their history, philosophy and art. Now, this doesn't sound like your average supervillain. This sounds like someone who's ruthlessly destroyed everyone he's come up against in intelligent and creative ways. Overall, Thrawn is shown to be a very calm and logical character. The Chiss Grand Admiral has almost a soothing voice, in a way that almost lulls you into a false sense of security about his true authority. And despite this incredibly composed demeanour, Thrawn's true personality seems to shine through at one point near the end of last week's episode. And this is when he momentarily snaps and grabs the scruff of Captain Slavin's neck simply for suggesting that the Kalikori be destroyed. However, he immediately reverts back to his calm and composed self, and at that moment you can really see the fear in Slavin's eyes. And that is when you see that Thrawn isn't just some well-mannered tactician with a passion for art. It really gives you an insight into the sort of xenophobia that Thrawn has to go up against when he's within the Empire. And this is shown when Slavin's immediate thoughts were to destroy the Kalikori simply because it was an artefact of Twi'lek origin. And by siding with the non-human artefact, it shows that he's not only collecting and studying these artefacts to find the weaknesses of the species, he's doing it to preserve the culture before the Empire destroys everything. And to me, this highlights the fact that Thrawn has got to where he is through entirely his own merits. One other telling moment of Thrawn's character is when he completely dissects Hera's life. And he gets all of that information simply through the knowledge he has of her culture and her willingness to return and risk her life for part of that culture. And it's because of this knowledge of Twi'lek culture, I believe, that he left the planet to fulfill more of a spectator's role, because Twi'leks, and specifically Hera's father, have been known to act rather radically when it comes to the liberation of their home planet. And by removing himself from the danger, he can see from afar how Hera's mind perceives threats, and then he can begin to plan how to use this against her. I think that throughout this season we will see Thrawn momentarily interacting with each member of the Rebels crew as he systematically dissects each of their lives. Now, this is a crew with unwavering loyalty towards each other, yet they're still flawed people. And these critical weaknesses could be exploited given the opportunity. I think when he says they will be the architects of their own destruction, it doesn't mean that they will destroy each other. It means that they will unknowingly give him all the information he needs to destroy them, both physically and psychologically. Now, we don't know how Rebels ends, but could this be the very first step on the road to the dissolution of the crew of the Ghost? Because, if you remember, despite being a fundamental part of the rebellion, they are still just a cell. And with them being notably absent from the original trilogy, it has to end eventually, but hopefully not anytime soon. So what do you think about Thrawn? Do you really think he has the capabilities to destroy the rebels? Make sure you comment your theories down below and we can see what we can come up with. And if you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel where you'll be able to watch the Star Wars Senate, a weekly show where I talk about anything to do with Star Wars. And make sure you check out last week's video where I discuss why Rogue One's final trailer is a must-see. And also, if you have any suggestions for what I should talk about next week, comment down below. And if you'd like to see me attempt to uncover some plot details from Red Dead Redemption 2's new trailer, click down here. I'm Chris, and as always, thanks for watching the Star Wars Senate. May the Force be with you.